I first started making YouTube videos over 13 years ago, but my most recent YouTube channel, I grew it to over 15,000 subscribers, 1.5 million views, and made over 800 sales. I also advised two other YouTubers who went on to generate over 100,000 subscribers in 1 year. So I don't want it to take you 13 years like it did for me. So in this video, I'm going to show you exactly everything I did to succeed on YouTube. Now, I want you to also remove any expectations you have about what the tips I'm going to give you in this video are, because it probably will not be exactly what you're expecting. So here's, if you keep an open mind, what you will actually learn from this video. I'm going to show you how I blew up my previous channel. All right, I've started 3 channels. The first channel is not there anymore. The second channel is the one that actually did the best, which is what I'm going to be talking about today. So I'm going to show you how I actually blew that channel up, how I made over 800 sales and still do years later, and how I also generated views quickly on that channel. So, and at the end, there is a bonus. I'm going to share something I've never actually talked about on this channel or anywhere for that matter, and I think is probably the biggest reason for my success. So let's start with number 1. I focused on the packaging. So what I mean by packaging is when you go to a supermarket and you're going to let's say buy some coconut water, all right? The packaging of the bottle is actually, in fact, the bottle itself is part of the packaging. That has to catch your attention. The one thing that makes people notice you in the first place. On our case on YouTube, that would be the topic. I niched down basically. So I identified the content that my audience liked and I focused on that, all right? I didn't make videos about, so that channel specifically is about my lifestyle, travel, and Vietnam specifically. When I first started, I was in Vietnam, so I identified that, okay, people actually are on the other side of the world and they want to come to Vietnam. They're gonna find my channel and I'm going to show them how it looks to live there and how amazing it is. And how, I'm basically going to show them everything about Da Nang, Vietnam, where I lived. Not Vietnam in general, but Da Nang, Vietnam, a specific city. So this is part of niching down. I didn't go around all of Vietnam. I actually focused on Da Nang, all right? And I did that for 2.5 years, all right? So I niched down, I identified the content my audience liked, and I focused on that. So that's the topic, all right? I did, but I quickly found out those videos didn't perform well. So I'm giving you the things that actually worked for me on that channel. When I went to Thailand, that video did not do well because I had a niche, and when I deviated from that, it didn't work. So I niched down. Number 2, I kept my thumbnails very simple. All right. So my thumbnails were very simple. I literally showed them what I'm going to be talking about. So if I'm talking about Da Nang, Vietnam, I would show a picture of me somewhere by the beach, showing how beautiful the city was. All right. So I kept my thumbnail simple and I just had some text on there reiterating what I'm going to be talking about. So, but I made sure that my thumbnails were curiosity driven. Either show something that you think they're going to be interested in seeing while they watch the video, but I kept it very simple. The next step is I kept my titles short and simple. So if I'm going to show you a day in my life, I literally said a day in my life in Da Nang, Vietnam, or a day I was teaching English online at the time and I used to teach people how to do the same. I would say a day in my life teaching English in Da Nang, Vietnam. All right. So I kept it very simple. I gave them exactly what they came for. I didn't use any tools to help me figure out the right keywords or all those strategies about tags, keyword stuffing, none of that stuff. I literally just said, okay, what do they want? And I put that in the title. But I tried to keep it short, simple, and curiosity driven. That's the key word here, curiosity driven. If you answer all of their questions ahead of time, they don't need to click on your video. You must give them a reason to click and find out more. All right. So the next step is number 2 now. I wrote effective hooks. So once I have created a packaging that gets the person to click, all right, that's the goal of the packaging. Now the person has clicked on my video. I must confirm that they are in the right place. So the first thing I need to answer is, what is in it for me? What's in it for me? All right. So the first thing I would say when I start the video is, hey, today we're going to do XYZ. I started this video today by telling you exactly what I've accomplished and what I'm going to teach you. All right, so if you listen to all 9 of these points, you will at the end know exactly those 3 things. So if you started this video and this is not what you want, you're probably not watching this video. But if you're still watching right now, that means either one of those 3 things is interesting to you. All right, so I wrote effective hooks, okay? And it's not complicated. An effective hook just tells the person what you're gonna talk about so they know if they wanna stick around or not, all right? Now, number 3, I simplified the filming process. A lot of people, they don't publish YouTube videos because they overcomplicate the process. They have a bunch of lights set up, they have different cameras set up, they have different angles. I actually realized that when I had this camera that I'm filming on, when I had this DSLR that I was filming on, it took too much out of me mentally to carry it around, set it up. So what I did was I just bought a GoPro with a little mini tripod, and I just held it in my hands. I could literally stick it in my pocket and carry it with me everywhere I went. So if I'm at the restaurant and I wanted to say something, I would just take it out, press one button, and it automatically started filming, and I would talk about what I want to talk about. And just that alone helped me put out a lot more content, a lot more videos, because there wasn't much friction. It was easy for me to actually film videos. And so this is one thing that I really highly recommend that you do. Simplify the process. If it's too much, usually that's why we procrastinate, because we have a task that is too big in our minds. So if you can simplify the process, just keep it to the bare minimum. Like I did, I just picked up the camera. I didn't have a microphone. I removed it. I literally recorded with the GoPro microphone and the sound was great. All right. So I simplified the filming process. Next, I was authentic. I was myself. I wasn't talking like someone else. I was actually, when I watch my own videos and I go back and watch my own videos, even I feel a certain way about watching me in my element. I was doing the things I loved. I wasn't speaking from a script. I was speaking from the things I know. All right. And sharing my authentic experience. And I didn't lie to the people about what I was experiencing. If I found something I didn't like, I said it. And I also pointed out all the things that I loved about the place. All right. Nowhere is perfect. Nobody is perfect. Express and show your real self, and people will connect. They will know, like, and trust you, which is one of the things that's necessary if you want people to do business with you in the future. And so the number 5 is I was credible. I was actually doing what I was talking about. I was documenting my life mostly, not teaching. Now, I did have some videos, for example, where I identified all my sources of income. I documented how to do this and this and this, but those, I kept them to a minimum. Most of the videos were me documenting me living my life in Da Nang, Vietnam. And so they cannot question if I know what I'm talking about. And that's one of the biggest mistakes. Actually, one of my potential clients recently that wanted, and I didn't decide to work with him, was because he actually was going to be teaching someone how to do something that he had not done himself. And that's going to be a hard sell. People can see right through it. If you've never done this yourself, they will never follow you. They'll never really trust you. People can feel it, they can see it, they can sense it. And so if you're going to be teaching people how to do something, you better have done it yourself. All right. You are your biggest testimonial. So number 6, I simplified my funnel. And this is something that YouTube is filled with nowadays about, and even I am guilty of this. I've created videos showing you different funnels you can use to make more money. But literally, I keep it simple. I simplified my sales funnel too. So what I did was, number 1, I created YouTube videos. Number 2, I put a link, all right, under in the description that linked to my product or a service. All right. So at the time, I had some affiliate products in the description, and I had services where I was actually coaching people how to do what I was doing to be able to travel the world and live the life I was living in Da Nang, Vietnam. Next part, which is tied to number 6, is I also offered products that I knew my audience needed. All right. Not all the products that I wanted to promote to make money. But if I was talking about traveling to Da Nang, Vietnam, I knew they're going to need, a virtual mailing service. I knew they're going to need health insurance, traveling insurance, everything that I knew they would need. I offered it to them. And part of that, basically my highest ticket product was actually me helping them get hired as teachers. So I had my own community that they could join where I would help them make money like I was making so they can come and travel the world. All right. A lot of people have a job at home and they wanted to travel, but they couldn't leave the country. So I actually had a community where I was helping people do just that. So number 8, luck. All right. You need some luck. And luck, what I mean by luck is things that I have no control over. All right. So I was featured on Miami Times. That's not something I reached out to anyone for. They found me and they asked me to join them. CNBC actually reached out to me and asked me to write an article for them. Lockdown. Those are things that I had no control over. Lockdown, when the whole, world was shut down, that was an opportunity for me because people were curious what life was like during lockdown in Da Nang, Vietnam. And I found out just because I took my bike for a ride one day and I filmed it and that video did good. So I said, ooh, people actually care about that. They are actually sitting at home wondering what it's like on the other side of the world. And they were excited to see what I was up to during lockdown. And just as a benefit, all the other influencers just happened to not be around at that time. And so I was kind of one of the few that were still posting videos. So that's just luck. All right. I had less competition during that time too. Now, my channel started doing well before lockdown. That's not the reason, but I'm saying that's one reason. That's one thing that provided an opportunity where I could actually capitalize a bit more because of something I didn't have anything to do with. So one thing I have to say about luck is it's not 100% luck. Like they say, if you work hard enough, the harder I work, the luckier I get. My wife and I, we thought about going to Medellin, Colombia. We decided, let's go to Da Nang, Vietnam. One of those reasons was because there were not enough people talking about Da Nang, Vietnam. So I was there during lockdown. Is that luck? Maybe not. If I didn't decide to go there, that would not have been luck. If I didn't publish any videos, would Miami Times and CNBC notice me? No. So is it really luck? Yeah, I don't have much control over it, but if I didn't do the work, none of that would have happened. So luck, you kind of, like they say, you kind of create your own luck. And the bonus tip here that I have for you today is that in every one of my videos, I made people feel something. All right. And this is something that I have not talked about. But before you shoot any video, you should actually ask yourself, how is my viewer going to feel after watching this video? What do I want them to feel? So that will actually affect how you deliver the content. What do you talk about? Everything about this. And people who watched my videos, and even now when I watch them, I feel that way. I feel inspired. All right. My videos showed you a certain type of freedom in the way I was living. I only worked 3 hours a day and I was having fun. I was enjoying my life. And you can genuinely feel it. And I wanted to inspire people to do the same. And, with the music I used, everything, what I said in my videos was to inspire you. All right. And at the end of all of my videos, I told people that, and I inspired them to create a life worth living. And what I meant by that was I was living the life I felt was worth living for me. Now, I'm not saying for your life to be worth living, you have to actually move to Da Nang, Vietnam and do what I was doing and work 3 hours a day. If you want to work, I don't know, if you want to become a real estate agent in Miami, go ahead and do that. If you want to work 12 hours a day and spend 2 hours with your family and your friends, and that makes you happy, and that's truly what you want, not because of what you've been conditioned to want and think, then that is the life worth living. The thing that makes you excited to get up in the morning. There was not one day after 2 years of living there that I woke up and I felt like I wasn't on vacation. And I even made a post on my Instagram about this where I said, I don't want to go on vacation. I want to live on vacation. And that's truly how I felt. And so people could feel that just watching my videos. And I knew that that was intentional. All right. And that's why I actually encourage you to also go ahead and create a life worth living for yourself. And I hope to actually inspire you here on this channel now to actually make whatever you want to happen, go ahead and work on that. And when you start making progress, you will start to feel the difference. You will feel happier. You don't have to reach the goal. As long as you're working on the goal, you'll be happy. All right. So this is all I have for you today. If you actually want some help with implementing the strategies that I'm talking about to start attracting over 5 high-paying clients to your business from YouTube, go ahead and click on the link in the description and you'll book a call with me and we can talk about how I can help you. So until next time, create a life worth living.